Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and a puzzle that has been garnering huge numbers of recommendations. It is called 165 and it's by Leonhard Kohl-Lörting, who's appeared on the channel a couple of times before, normally with amazing sort of mathematical ideas, and I suspect this is something similar. Yeah, the rules are really short, but the essential idea is that these clues, question mark clues outside the grid, are all x sums clues, and the sum of all x sums clues is 165. And that is apparently basically all we need to solve the puzzle. This has got 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty on Logic Masters Germany, and if you look at the comments, they're just people saying, "Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful." And that, although there does seem to be some disagreement about how hard it is, some people are saying it's sort of 1 star and you can fill it in, and others are claiming it's 4 stars. So I hope I will find it 1 star, but I doubt it. And I'll read you the rules properly in a moment or two's time. Now, today is the final day to enter our competition over on Patreon. This is Philip Bloomer, Glum Hippo's fabulous snake egg Sudoku hunt, which so many of you have been enjoying. So if you haven't started yet, you will have to get cracking to get an entry in by the end of play today. We are quite generous with when we formally close the competition. So providing you're roughly on today's date, we allow a bit of latitude for time zones, but you really will have to get the entry in soon if you want to be in with a chance to win. Anything else to mention over on Patreon? Not really. There's loads of stuff over there. Some of my gargantuan solves live over on Patreon. And Maverick is about to fly past. So Maverick, how long has that taken Maverick? 2 minutes. 2 minutes to take off and fly past my window. I shouldn't be surprised. Anyway, so that's Patreon for you. We are still creeping up, by the way, towards 600,000 subscribers. If you do watch the channel and you enjoy it and you don't subscribe, a quick appeal. I don't do this very often, but we really would appreciate it if you could subscribe. It helps teach the YouTube algorithm that variant Sudoku is a thing people like. And also, we have a very cool free pack coming for you, which we're going to release if we ever reach 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. A pack of Sudokus made by some of the great and the good of the Sudoku community. So if you fancy free Fist and Fell puzzle and things like that, then you might want to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. That's coming soon. And I've got one birthday to do today. Brenna, many happy returns on your 22nd birthday. I know it's your birthday because your partner Michael wrote to us and said you've been watching for the last 2 to 2.5 years, and the videos help you to go to sleep. Yeah, this is the soporific effect that's been the bane of my life. never knowingly not dull. And yeah, well, I'm glad I help you sleep. What more can I say, really? I hope your birthday is very good, and I hope you have chocolate cake. Now, let's turn our attention to Leonhard Kohl-Lörting's puzzle 165. These are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. X sum clues outside the grid indicate the sum of the first X cells, where X is the value of the first cell in that column. So if this square was a 6, that would say, look at the first 6 cells in the column. There we go. And this clue, this question mark clue, would be the sum of those digits. It is really remarkable, actually. Now I think of, now I'm sort of putting in digits, and I'm thinking, so all we literally know is that the sum of all these X sums clues outside the grid is 165, and that is enough, combined with the fact that digits in cages sum to their clue. So those 2 digits sum to 13, these sum to 11, etc. That's really cool. It's very cool indeed. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, the first thing I can tell you, which is fatuously obvious, is that because row 1 is entirely covered by X-sums clues. The X-sums clues that propagate, if you like, down the grid are going to be one of every length, aren't they? Because somewhere in this row is a 9, and that's going to be adding the first 9 digits down the column. Now, if you know a secret, you will know that X-sums clue has to be 45. That's a secret I only tell my very favourite people. But if you're watching this video, I have told you, because you are one of my favourite people. Yeah, so there is going to be one of the question marks is 45, definitely, because there must be a 9. If the 9's there, for example, it's saying add up the first 9 cells, isn't it? So that will be a 45 clue. And I imagine what we're going to find is that 165 is either going to be a whopping great X-sums clue or a very minimal X-sums clue. So I feel it's going to be a minimal X-sums clue, actually, because I'm just thinking about that. If we think about, we know how the 9 will work, but there's going to be an 8 clue somewhere. That's going to sum the first 8 digits, isn't it? Now, if the digit left out at the bottom of that column was as small as it could be, then this would be a sum of 44. And if we continue thinking about that, then, you know, wherever the 7 is in the top row, that's going to be adding those digits. And if we try and minimize these, they would be 1 and 2. And this would be 42. And we're already then at 45 plus 44 plus 42, which is most of the way to 165. And we haven't even got the other 6 columns in yet. So I can see how I could get a massively higher total than 165. So I suspect we have to do the other way, which is going to be to maximize these. So we could have 9, 9, 8, for example. So leave out the 9. So we're going to have one column that's going to be 9, the whole column. The 8 column will miss out the 9. The 7 column will miss out 9 and 8. So the 6 column we would miss out 9, 8, 7, etc. So in fact what we're doing then, in order to work out whether that is the minimum, we are summing triangular numbers, aren't we? We're summing the triangular number for 9, the triangular number for 8, because this string of digits will just be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. This string of digits will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, etc. Now there is a formula for the sum of the triangular numbers, and can I remember what it is? I don't think I can. I've seen a visual proof of this. That's how I know there's a formula. There's some visual proof where, oh goodness me, you make sort of pyramid blocks, and then you duplicate them and lock them together, and then you end up with a sort of, I don't know, a block shape that has certain dimensions. But I can't remember it. Okay, that's all completely otiose then. So I'm going to have to do it the long way, aren't I? I'm going to have to literally, in order to work out whether 165 is minimal, I'm going to have to add up the triangular numbers. So what have we got? We've got 45 plus 36, because we'll deduct 9 from 45. That's 81. Plus 28. Can we do this a shorthand way? What's the next? 21 would be the next one. 28, 21, 49. 49 and 81 is 130. And then we're going to have 15 and 10. 30. Yeah, this is going to work. Because then, okay, so then we're on 155, but I haven't used 6, 3, and 1, which add up to 10. Right, so okay, so 165 is a total minimum for the X-sums clues. Right. Right, okay. So how does this work then? That's very interesting. So we now know the digits that are dropped off the bottom of each. So for any top digit, we can work out the digit that's going to appear in the bottom row. Because, for example, the 6, wherever that lives, it's adding those. We know these digits have to be 7, 8, 9 because we need to minimize the x sums clue. And we know that because the 8 clue is going to have a 9 at the bottom of it, and the 7 clue is going to have a 9 in row 8, the 6 clue is going to have a 9 here. So we're going to have this sort of effect going on. So the 5 clue is going to look like this. The 4 clue is going to look like this. Yeah, okay, so I can see why this is getting interesting now. I'm actually just going to plot these out. Oh, that's not a deserved 3 in the corner, so it doesn't get a song. Let's make that 2. So that one's going to be like this. And then the 1, there's another unearned 3 in the corner. The 1 is just going to have a 9 beneath it, and then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. But the interesting thing here is we actually know then what this column is, because there is only one row that will have a 7 in this position, and it corresponds to the 4 at the top. So this clue is going to be a 4, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We can delete this column. That's not right. I'm going to replace it. I'm going to replace it with the 1 column then, so that we can keep trying to keep track of this. So this column is correct. And then how does it work after that? Yeah, so look, yes, this is beautiful. So you can see how it's going to work after that. The 2 column, which has a 9 in this position, will have a 1 here. And that means the 3 columns, 1 must be there. So it's just cycles. It's not very surprising, but basically whenever we can pinpoint any digit in any one of, it's like a slot machine. Whenever we can pinpoint any digit in any column, we can fill the entire column. So this column does that. Now, this is where it's going to get confusing though, because we're going to have to use... this column is correct. I'm going to label it. Right, that column is correct. Green means correct. Now, so we're going to have to somehow use the fact that we know this column is correct to work out what's going on in some of these cages at the bottom and thereby pinpoint their values. Right. Right. So one thing I can see here is that this 13 clue now can't be 6, 7, can it? So it's either 4, 9 or 5, 8. And if it's 5, 8, it has to be in a very particular order. Well, it's not actually, it's not 5, 8. That's gorgeous. Right, it's not 5, 8 at all. And let me explain why. Let's focus on the green cells first. So if this cage, let's make it, I don't know, I don't want to give it a colour. I don't need to give it a colour. Just look at this cage. If this cage was 5, 8, the 5 would go here, wouldn't it? Because this 5 is correct. So the 5 would go here, and this square would be an 8. But we know that an 8 in this position corresponds to the 6 clue. So there'd be a 6 at the top of the grid. And this would go 9, 8, 7. And that 7, which would flip to here, would clash with the given 7. So this cage is 9, 4. Now, that's all very well. But can we actually, do we know, now I really want to know whether the 9 is here or the 9 is here. That would be very useful to know. And I haven't got that figured out yet. Actually, if the 9 is there, because we know that the 9, wherever it occurs, has an 8 beneath it, don't we? So if the 9 was here, this would be 8 and this would be 1, because the 9 cage would have to work. Right. Don't really know how to pencil mark this. Oh, hang on. Am I just wrong about this? No, that's fine. That is correct. So this cage is 9-4 in the finished grid. So this 11 cage is not 4-7, 2-9 or 5-6. This is 8-3. Definitely. Oh, that's good. Right, so it's better to focus on this cage. Right. This cage we've now deduced, because this has to be 9-4. In the finished grid, this is 8-3. But the 8 can't go on the right. Because if the 8 goes on the right, we know it has a 7 beneath it, because it must be this column. So the 8... Right, so I think we might be okay now. We might be able to just dismiss everything, because we've got the slot machine cycling going on. Because I have now deduced exactly how some of this works, I believe. I'm going to delete everything. I'm going to write... I want to just delete everything. Okay. Let's delete all these colours, because this could be quite exciting, I think. This can't be 8, because that would be 7. So this has to be 8. Therefore we know that has 7 beneath it. That's 9, and then it goes like this. This has to be 3, so that has 2 beneath it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 is how this column must look. And now we know this is 4, 9, and this 4 is going to put the 4 there. So that's 4, that's 3, that's 9, that's 8, that's 1, 2. Oh, this is gorgeous. It's not difficult, actually. Once you've got your head around the start, it's not difficult, but it's quite beautiful. Look, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3. This is 6, so that's 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, how's the... Oh, I see. Sudoku's now going to be our friend, isn't it? We've got to put a 9 in the bottom row. So it's got to go here. And then that's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 above it. This needs to be a 1. Oh, I see. So the first column's comedy. It's just literally that. There we go. We've done it. We have done it. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. It doesn't have the solution in it, mind you. But the fact that Sudoku works, the fact that these work, I think we can be very confident. I mean, maybe we should just double check it, because we could do, couldn't we? It would be quite exciting to do that. These are the sorts of comments that send Brenna to sleep. Sorry, Brenna. Well, probably it's a good thing. Look, so let's do all the x sum. I mean, no, we're just doing what we've already done. There's no need to do this, providing that each, and it is working. If we look at the x sums clues across the top there, you can see that we're adding triangular numbers in each case, and the triangular numbers couldn't be clearer because they're sort of in order. So, providing my mathematics wasn't wrong, that is the correct solution to the puzzle. That is absolutely brilliant, Leonhard. Absolutely brilliant. I love that. That's one of the shortest videos I have done in ages, but no less enjoyable for that. I think people are going to love that, and with good reason, because it is fascinating. And now, with that said, I'm going to go and look up that formula for triangular numbers. The comments are going to castigate me for not knowing it. Let me know how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.